Welcome. This is Friday with the Founders. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm one of the co-founders here at Elify. I'm with my partner, Guy Toole, here at Elify, and we're excited to have you on this call. So if you're joining us now, guys, this is an affiliate-related call that we want to talk about all things Elify. First of all, if you've invited somebody to this call, let us know in the chat who they are, introduce them. I know right now, most of us are familiar faces. Guy, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add before we sort of get into it, but I can't tell you how excited I am, guys. I may not show it yet, but I'm about to get pretty amped up here and looking forward to really talking with everybody about what we have going on here at Elify.
Nothing from me.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, guys, look. First of all, anybody have any celebrations this week? Successes that they've made either in their primary business or with Elify? If you do, raise your hand. Ruben, I saw your hand go up. If you want to use the reactions, feel free to use the reactions. James, I see your hand up. We'll get to you after Ruben. Ruben, go ahead.
Okay, I've been working this morning on a program for my customers that are affiliates and they want to grow their business.
Yep.
So I wanted to make it very simple for them to create a free card format that has maybe their picture on there, but everything below is saying your photo above, your name, your LinkedIn, whatever this is. Then I went into their account on their account and captured the invite code for the free card and developed a button for that card that ties them into that invitation when they send it out. That was my idea. And all of a sudden I thought, man, maybe I could just clone mine and do that. Well, yeah. It didn't work. So what I had to do is to go in their account and recreate that whole thing. And I was wondering if there would be a simpler process for that. By the way, I did contact that representative, and she was excited about it, and she's going to start to share it out and fine-tune it to see if I need to do something else.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that new rep, and let us know how we can support. Ruben, truly, from a free account standpoint, guys, and this is something I think as we go through these today, I want to call out some really important things. We want to give away as many free accounts as humanly possible, everybody. This is the abundance mentality that we talk about here at Elify. It's an open arms mentality where everybody is welcome. And it's where a price isn't even an objective mentality, where we can give you something that will get you started within the Elify community. But with that being said, Ruben, there are some nuances within the Elify free digital business card that we have to understand. It automatically creates their free business card when they create their account. So you can't really clone an existing, even if it's a free card, into that free account. So you can create your own examples to share out of this is what you can get for free. And I would encourage you, especially if you're already a premium subscriber within Elify, create free examples to show. In fact, I have my premium business card and I have my free business card, and they both have similar information on them, but it allows me to compare and contrast when I'm talking with individuals about this is what this tool can do and the power of this tool. So Ruben, what I would recommend is save that question for Tech Tuesday, and let's really dive in on that so that we can get to the bottom of the best path to accomplish that. Because here's the other thing, guys, there's a path, there's a process, there's a system for pretty much everything that we want to be doing, whether that's within Elify or whether that's within our respective businesses or our lives. And what we're looking to do is operate those paths, those systems, those processes efficiently. And so, Ruben, what we want to look at is what's the most efficient path? What's the most efficient process or system that's going to garnish that end result? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the result, guys. And it's all about adjusting what we're doing so that we get a particular result. So James, you're up. I also saw a few other people join the call. If you're new to the call, use the chat on Zoom. Please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, where you're calling in from. If you see somebody who you've invited to this call, take an opportunity, raise your hand, introduce that person. We want to pour into that person, make sure they have all their questions answered here. So James, go ahead. And we see that you're driving. I appreciate that technology allows you to join while driving. Drive safe, please.
I am. But first off, I want to thank you all for today. I wanted to introduce Tobias, the newest member of our team. He's the Real Life Services LLC. You see up there, folks. Good church buddy of mine, fellow service member, but he actually got started. He's part of my what I was saying about what I did this week. So yeah, everybody know I went and I did a big sales this week, but what you didn't know was Tobias called me and said, hey, can I shadow you and learn what you're doing?
Use the right two lanes.
So as a result, Tobias actually came with me, started learning and said, hey, I'm ready to do this and get busy. He came with me, a banker he's already approached, person he was talking to last night's ready to get started. Tobias like, I want to know all I need to know about this business so I can go forward. So I want to give a shout out and thank you for Tobias for coming with us and joining the team. My incentive, what I had to do this week is I created a bug that ER and Guy got to figure out now. How do we do multiple accounts one time instead of having the card used several times?
Yep.
We never thought about that. Like that never came across. So it's interesting that we had this bug, and the reason why it's so great is because, hey, this is a big incentive. When we can take a broker and show them how they can get an account that they can get to all of their affiliates within their business and they can control, it's great. But we found out it's not set up yet, but it's coming. Yep. There's one, just send that part out. My shout out to my new person. I also want to give a shout out to ER. If you have not had ER do a 3-way call or meet with you and your client, you are letting a great source you have go away.
Use the right two lanes
I'm
to
good.
exit 193.
I can talk to people and all the good stuff, but ER asks questions. I'm like, you know what? I didn't think about that and asking it that way. So having ER guy actually get on here and answer questions for you to a person will be very good for you to do. So
keep left
back to you two.
Then use any lane to turn left on.
Follow those directions. Okay, James. Hey, guys. First of all, I want to give a shout out to James here. Okay. We know that we've got multiple calls and lives going on. And the fact that technology allows us to join from anywhere is pretty powerful. You know, Guy, you're gonna always tell us that we're not getting any less digital in this digital age in the 21st century. And the fact that you're willing to participate while driving, guys, just be careful, right? With great power comes great responsibility, as Spider-Man's uncle used to say. Drive safe. I also want to say a big shout out to James from the standpoint of enrolling some new people, making some referrals. If you're here on this call, guys, this is an affiliate call. We want to pour into each other, and we want to show you how you can use Elify to create what I believe is the ultimate business. So hopefully you're in the right place, and we're going to learn from each other and support each other in that process. And you're going to get out what you put in. And I'm telling you right now, James is getting out what he is putting in. So we talked about it on Thursday. He had a call this week. He asked me to join the call. Both of us went into that call, and it was probably the smoothest process ever, James, right? From the standpoint of talking to somebody, sharing the value, asking the questions, and providing the service. And that's really what we're doing, is we're helping people. We're helping people connect and share the stuff that they're passionate about. In this case, it was a water purification company with multiple employees, right? Guys, we're at the end of January here. How many of you have made one referral this month? Okay. I mean, again, it's not super challenging. And if you haven't made your referral, there's still time to do that before the end of the month. Now, before I get too deep into anything, first, everybody, if you haven't gotten a chance, please welcome Tobias to the community. I hate to call you out, Tobias. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, who you serve. And let us know if you have any questions about Elify. I know you're new to the community, and we want to answer those questions.
Well, first of all, ER, thank you so much. Thank you, James, for inviting me. Thank you, ER and community, for welcoming me in without putting me in the hot seat, if you will. with a whole lot of starting questions. My legal name is Toby, but many of my friends and family call me Tobias. I prefer either one, that's fine. So I'm a 22-year veteran, not 22 years old, feel 22.
You're older than that.
22-year Army veteran, right here at Fort Carson, here in Colorado Springs is where I retired. My background is logistics and supply chain management, enterprise resource planning management, and I just retired in October, and I'm growing up into the real world and doing great things. I've been a great friend of James for, I don't know, man, about 8 years.
It seems about that.
Yeah, just about. Once I heard about this company, I was hooked from the very start. Everything's coming into the digital world, and the more we can reach people through their cell phone, their cell phones, the better our business, better your business model is.
That's right.
Because it's right there, it's handy, it's something that they can, with less than 2 clicks, they're able to engage the product and they can share. And like I said, I was hooked. And I'm just happy to be here, happy to learn what I can. And thank you, James, for inviting me to be a affiliate. Me and James have already been talking about product design. And he said, hey, we've been talking about this. You guys have been talking about the different product design, and the evolving, the product, and I just love it. I love it. I love the progress, and I would love to be a part of the team and part of the family. So once again, thank you for inviting me in. And hey, I'm just here to make something happen.
No, Toby, first of all, welcome to the community. You're already part of it now. You are. And we want you to know that. And truly from the heart, if you need any support or help, look around. There's a whole community here that wants to support and help you to get out whatever you want to put into it. And that's really what Elify is about. Clearly, you can see the opportunity. As I mentioned, things aren't getting any less digital, are they, anybody? Right? Everything is going digital. So if you have the capability to provide digital solutions to other people, you can tap into the opportunity that exists within that digital environment. And guys, again, they're not getting less digital. So Toby, I know these are things that we talk about a lot on these calls. Hopefully some of this will resonate with you and resonate with everybody else. But Guy, the industries that we're servicing with this technology and with these tools are almost unfathomable, guys. I mean, huge, right? I want to call out a distinction before I hand it over to Guy to just talk a little bit about sort of the 4 areas that we're talking about servicing these markets and why they're so valuable. And here's what I want to offer for everybody who's listening to this, because I think it's very challenging for us to understand how big some of these numbers are, okay? Something like, hey guys, if we were to look at how big is a million in seconds is equivalent to like 30 days, okay? A million in second is about 30 days. And again, I'll check my math on this, but I'm just trying to paint the picture. The difference between a million and a billion is the difference between 30 days and 30 years. Okay? Think about that. Let that soak into you, because what we're talking about is bringing technology to certain markets, especially small business users. And Toby, you see this as somebody who's done enterprise, ERP, some of those types of things. There are 30 million businesses in the United States. 40% aren't online. Guy, how big are these markets going to be? Because we're getting new numbers literally on a weekly basis on how the tech guys are seeing this industry and these markets expand.
So I checked your math real fast. 12 days, 31 years. Difference there. Hey,
What is it? 30 days, 31 years?
12 days is
12
a
days.
billion. 31 years is a billion.
Yeah.
We're going to throw the T in here, and I haven't looked that one up yet. But, you know, where I'm sort of going to start here is these industries are what? Like, they're a what? That's what those industries do. That's what they provide. That's what they focus on. And sort of take it from the real thought, because a lot of you guys know ER and I are readers, or at least listeners to things. And the Simon Sinek start with why we do these things.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the whole value portion of Elify is a community of like-minded people that have passions, that have success, but expanding it to people that may have had a tough hand dealt to them, and showing that there's a true community that is designed to support them in having handout, having a step up, getting support, knowing that there's a system for us to advance in whatever our passions are. I believe everyone has a passion. And if you're not working your passion, I feel sorry for you.
Right.
Is what it is there's, you know, we know so many people in the workforces, the 9 to 5 are just paycheck to paycheck. They're clocking in so they can get paid, so they can clock out, and they're living for the weekends. And that's sad. It really is. We know that there's a higher purpose for all of us, and trying to figure that out. And the motivation, the inspiration, the aspect of having a community to be able to do that and have those different types of trainings is why we have Elify. And we happen to have technology. We happen to have a system that supports us in this. Now, the system, to ER's point, talking about the markets or emerging markets, throwing the bees out there. Like, what are elements within Elify and Shuffle? What are the things that touch these markets? Well, digital business cards, landing pages, a way for you to share information about your passion. Everyone out here has an idea of what they do, what they want to do. They don't know how to get it out in front of other people. Or maybe they're in their dream job. Maybe they're in their dream opportunity, and they're struggling with getting information out and having it so people can consume it.
Yeah.
So digital business cards and landing pages. Business cards, we already know, are the #1 form of marketing that people still purchase to this day when they get a new job. Like, I got to get my new business card. Oh, I moved up in the business. I got to get my new business card. Was at a networking event last night. 30 people handing out business cards. Gleaming spotlight put on us from the aspect of that's unique. That's something that can set us apart. That's something that can help us get our information out. Digital business card space, 3.1 billion by 2027. When people talk about competition of what Elify has, that's the competition. Digital business cards. That's their focus. I don't care what they do, because they don't have a vision. They don't have a mission to have a community to support everyone with their business cards.
That's right.
Then we go into QR codes, right? I could pull mine up, make it my background, but I've got it here. QR codes, $35 billion plus by 2030. We see Again, QR codes. We see them in almost every commercial out there anymore. If you look in the fine print, a lot of them are from one company. We're expanding, like we've told you. The evolution of what our offerings are going to be, there's going to be a focus in QR codes.
Mhm.
Personalization, just hinting that out there. Managing them, they're dynamic. Meaning, if I print it on a sign, I don't have to get a new sign when that promotion changes. All those commercials that you see, they have to get a new printout. Having a way to have a dynamic one that can be adjusted, can be managed, can go anywhere I want it to, whenever I want. Buy yourself a billboard, throw a QR code up there, change it every day of the week to something different. 35 billion. NFC tap technology. 54.52 billion. A lot of this is focused on large enterprise companies. You do see the small, direct to consumer. You do see a lot of international companies who have the ease of access of the hardware, selling it online, selling something that, again, you're probably just a transaction for them. We want to make sure that everything encompassed within these markets can be utilized through Elify, can empower you to share. ER will probably hint at something on the back of his phone. Those are types of things that simplify the process of sharing your technology or sharing your message. Networking. We're constantly networking. We're constantly talking to people. You're meeting people. That's how we grow. That's how we share our passions. And that's what we're doing in our network, right? Here's a little secret. We don't need our affiliates to tell our other affiliates how great our affiliate program is and how great Elify is. They already know.
That's right.
This gives us the ability to talk to anyone who may be looking for support or encouragement to take that step forward, to find a different way, to find a better way. There's network groups spread all across the world. The way that they share information and collect information only serves that network. We want to be able to serve every network. 214.33 billion by 2030 is the networking industry. They said they just did 80 billion last year. That's going to be massive growth. So we're talking 300, when I add them all up, $307.2 billion of emerging markets that I know through being a part of an Elify community is the only one that will touch every one of those markets.
That's right.
We see NFC technology connected with digital business cards. We see NFC tech connected with QR codes with business cards. There's separation. We're bringing it all together.
That's right.
The whole thing is really just, again, a community, giving value, providing value, talking about how we're here to inspire you to motivate yourself. Everyone's got to find some motivation. You're either going to stay where you are or you're going to go backwards if you continue to not do anything, or you're going to move forward by taking steps, one step at a time. Another one that I said I'd mention with a T is subscriptions. we are now all accustomed to subscription, right? We see subscriptions from our streaming services, your trash collection, your razors. You can get a subscription basically on anything, and people are accustomed to it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lower cost. It's spread out across a lot more people.
Right.
1.3 trillion is what the subscription are going to. 70% of businesses polled in one of the articles I read just a couple weeks ago, in 2022, 70% of businesses said they're moving their whole business over into subscription. I talked about it on our Wednesday networking event as sort of my tip. There's so many high ticket item sales, products, services out there. And they all serve a purpose. But why we think a little bit different here is cost shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't be considered a transaction. With subscription, a lot of time you're building that rapport. You're building the know, like, trust aspect that ER always talks about. You're basically investing back into people through subscriptions to support and train them. Ruben, you're supporting and training a group. James, you're doing the same. You're supporting and training. When I identify a lot of the high ticket items as a transaction.
Yeah.
You purchase something for $25,000. Next thing you need to do, you need support. Well, that's going to be an extra $1,000. You need training. Well, that's a $1,500, but we do that every quarter, and you need to make sure that you go to every one of those trainings.
That's right.
Why not just have something that is designed to be a community that's true support, that's truly helping people grow whatever they want to grow. Their passion is going to be the big thing that we're here to help express, that you can share through Elify.
I love it. I love it, Guy. I want to bring this full circle, guys. You just heard Guy talk about an industry and a market. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner myself, I look for what they call a total addressable market. Okay. No sense in building a better mousetrap if nobody's looking for a better mousetrap. But we are an innovation company. We're looking for ways to simplify and scale down modern technology so that it's accessible to the masses. Whether that's a digital business card or landing page like Guy's talking about, whether that's trackable links and QR codes like many of us have up, whether that's the NFC technology or business networking, and making all of those things work together allows us to target a market that is over $300 billion, guys. $300 billion is up for grabs. Think about that. Now, I asked earlier at the start of this call, how many of you have made one referral in January? And some of you raised your hand, okay? I got a few other questions I want to ask you guys on this call. How many of you have earned $1 or more with Elify? Yeah? Now my next question, how many of you have earned more than you've spent with Elify? I mean, look around, guys. I know so many businesses and so many opportunities where people spend more than they make. Think about this. They spend more than they make, right? I was on a call yesterday. Somebody spent, what, $30,000 to make $20,000. Is that a winning business model? When we build businesses, we want to create profitable businesses that have a return on investment. So when we talk about Elify's affiliate program, I truly believe there is a process, a model, and a system that is the ultimate business that has access to a $300 billion global market that we're available globally right now, that relies on the community to share with the people who aren't in the know yet and bring them into the community. That allows for compounding month over month with residual income, that allows for leverage, where it's not just you doing all the work, but the collective work of the community that you help build. This is what we're talking about within Elify, guys, and it is not hard stuff. And I want to talk about one strategy that us as affiliates can all be doing that's going to address exactly what Guy is talking about, because this is truly what Elify is about, right? We want to inspire everybody to connect and share with the world the things that inspire them, right? If you're passionate about the business that you're in and you want to share it with the world, you're going to need a card. You're going to need landing pages. You're going to need these digital tools to get out there and share it with the world. If you've got a digital presence, you have to drive eyeballs to see that. You're going to need links. You're going to need QR codes. You're going to need NFC technology. And Guy, as you said, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Otherwise, it's just a transaction. We don't believe in the transaction. We believe in the know, like, and trust. And that really is the community. It's the network. And here's the reality. I've said this since day one. Your network is what? Your network is your net worth. So what are you doing right now to build your network? So the system or the process within Elify that I really want to talk about on today's call, and then I'll open this up for any questions, is building the network, is coming together for the network, is supporting the network. Look at what James just did. He brought Toby in. Now Toby has surrounded by open arms who want to support him within the network. You know, who's Toby going to invite? Who are you going to invite? Now, Guy, you talked about it. We're not a high ticket sales company, guys. I'm not selling you a $25,000 package. I'm not selling you a $10,000 package. I'm not selling you a $2,000 package. Our product retails direct to consumer $30. You as an affiliate can save somebody lifetime on their account a third of that cost, $20. You choose how you want to position the solution for the person you're offering the solution to. Position it to solve their problem. Do they have an online presence? If not, they need to build a card. They need to build a landing page. Are they driving people or eyeballs to that content? They need links. They need QR codes. They need NFC. Position that. Invite them to come and be a part of the community. Here's that model or that system, guys. Wednesday's networking event. Come to Wednesday's networking event. Okay, to Guy's point, it's not a preach to the choir about how great Elify is. It's about meeting people and sharing what you're passionate about and how you can help and serve other people. Don't just come to the event, invite people to come to the event so that the community can collectively help those people see what Elify is all about. We provide you with the ability to give somebody a free digital business card. We don't want price to be an objection. It's free. We provide a free networking event every week where you can come and meet new people for free. And I've been talking with Guy about this, guys, because you're on this call, because you're on the inside here. We're going to start bringing in thought leaders, trainers, people who want to come in who are not, subject matter experts who can give you insight based on their years of experience that you can apply in whatever profession, in whatever life you're working on for free as part of these events. But you got to give more than you take. What does that mean? Giving more means bringing other people to the event, sharing the event, inviting to the event, exposing the event. Toby, you don't know this, but for the last 10 years, we've spent $0 on marketing. It's all been word of mouth through affiliates just like you who are out there sharing the tools, the technology, and the community with other people. And it doesn't have to be more complex than that. If people need, and again, I mentioned this on one-on-ones with a lot of you. If people need technology to support their business, provide the technology solution to them. If people need access to build relationships and build their network, which every one of us should be working on, come to this networking event. It's free. Come show up, bring value. Here's a digital business card to meet and exchange information with people. If people are looking for an opportunity to make a change in their life and move in a different direction, We want to provide the knowledge, the skills, and the tools within the community to make that happen, including the opportunity to stake their claim in the $300 billion market that we're going after. Guys, here's the reality. By 2027, there's going to be a Coke or a Pepsi in these markets. I will tell you right now, none of us could say who that Coke or Pepsi is, but I'm going to raise my hand and throw my name in the hat and say Elify can be one of those companies if we work together to accomplish that. You know, most of us don't realize, if I asked you right now, who are the Coke and the Pepsi of ride sharing? We could say Uber and Lyft, right? Do you realize that there are 1,000 other ride sharing companies out there, most of which are getting bought up by Uber and Lyft, most of which raise tens of millions of dollars? And here's the thing that's food for thought. I think we can be a Coke or a Pepsi. But what does 1% of 300 billion look like? 1%, guys. I'm going to do easy math. 300, 1% is 3. That's $3 billion. I don't know if you know much about technology, but there's a multiple that goes on valuations. Typically, it's a 10 to 30x. Even if you're the Shasta instead of the Coke or the Pepsi guys, you can still be a multi-billion-dollar company. That's what we're talking about here. And collectively, here's the offer. We all get to stake our claim in the impact that we have in the growth of this community. Who else is offering that? And when I ask you the question, how many of you have made a referral this month? And some of you raise your hands, kudos to you. That's the only action that's required, is to get out there, to share, and to invite. It's not a convincing thing. It's a sorting thing where we just share and invite. Some will, some won't. So what? We're going to continue to grow the community. We're going to continue to grow the subscriber base. And it's being relentlessly consistent on those simple tasks every single day that will result and yield those predictable results. It's not hard, guys. This is what I want to express to you. It's easy. It's like I have found gold and acres of diamonds, and there's so many rocks out there, I can't fill up my whole basket because it's overflowing. So I want to invite you to bring your basket alongside me and pick up the gold. Here's the other question I asked. How many of you have made just even $1? Did you realize you have the ability to start a business that all you need to start it is your mobile phone? That the cost to start this business can be as little as $1 if you're trying the product for a month on $1 trial, or $20 a month if you invest into it, or $200 for the year if you're doing the 2 months for free paying annually. Show me another business that you can start for less than that. And the key here is to make more than you spend. I didn't ask you just if you made some money with Elify. I also asked you how many of you have a positive ROI, are profitable in your Elify business, because this is the key. This is the key. We want to help plant seeds for people who create a profitable income stream. It's not worth it if you spend $30,000 to make $20,000, guys. That's the losing game. The winning game is if you spend $1 and you make $2. You spend $1 and you make $2. Sure, $2 doesn't seem like much, but when you leverage and when you compound, it truly adds up. And there are many of us who have a testimonial like that, where it adds up. I've shared with you, we've got people 6,000% return on investment. I just want you to think about that. They've been with us for 3 years, guys. How much do you spend as an affiliate here? Probably 20 bucks. Let's do the easy math. 20. That's 240 for the year, right? Maybe 600 bucks in total over a 3-year period. A 6,000% return on that investment. Show me the stock in the stock market that's doing that.
Yeah.
Here's the reality. Each of you are the guide to the next person we're inviting into this community. And the more people we can show making a profitable income on this, where they make more than they spend. Guy, you and I joke about this all the time. We are investors. We have income properties, right? The key here is your tenant pays the mortgage and gives you a little bit left over, called the margin. How many properties would you have if you could invest in multiple properties that created even $100 extra in cash flow every month? As many as you could afford to buy. That's the reality of the business system. And that's what we're talking about here with Elify is what does the ideal business system look like? You sell a subscription like Guy is talking about. The tap cards are great, guys, but we're not in the hardware business, but we're going to bring hardware to the market and make it easy for everybody to use. But this isn't our business. This is our product. We're in the business of building community. We're in the business of helping people connect and share with each other. We're in the business of solving business needs for small business. That's the business that we're in. If we invite more people to come in and meet each other and grow their network, here's the reality, guys. Your network is your net worth, because the larger you help this community grow, the more of the piece of that action that you get. And Toby, I know maybe James told you some of this stuff. Maybe this is new to you, but we make the payout really simple. This isn't something, guys, and again, I've been in a bunch of businesses. I've created businesses. I've sold businesses. I've been doing this for 20 years, standing behind a computer. It's the most amazing experience of my life, and I would wish it on everybody. You know what it feels like not to have a commute? I don't even know the last time I had a commute, Guy. Driving an hour each way to go to a job. Who would do that? That's the definition of insanity. People honking horns and having road rage. It just blows my mind. There's a better way, right? It may not be perfect, as they say, it's just better. I know, James, I got to meet up with you here in a little bit. And I was talking to somebody else, and I'm like, this in real life stuff isn't as efficient as the online world, right? That's what going digital helps. This thing works both online and offline, but it's about the community. So we've got to invite people into the fold, and we want to make something simple, duplicatable by everybody. Invite people to the networking event. Let's build value within the networking event. Let's expand the networking event. Let's create value for people, and let's do it all for free. Because here's what's going to happen. People are going to see that value. They're going to see the value of the cards. They're going to see the value of the links and the QR codes. They're going to see the value of the NFC. They're going to see the value of the network. They're going to see the value of this, what we do on Fridays here together, and how we work to support each other in an abundance mentality. And they're going to want to be a part of that. And some will, some won't. So what? We're looking for the people who want to come alongside us, because this is not about us persuading people, right? Or convincing people, buy this product, just do it. Oh, you need the payment plan, get on it. Guys, get a business card for free. I don't want your credit card. We don't even take a credit card for the free business card. Right. Try the premium service for $1. If you can't afford to invest $1 in your business, you need to question whether you should be in business. It's $200 for the year for the whole service. Are you ready to get moving? And look, the focus is a minimum of 1. If you want to be an active affiliate with us, guys, your goal should be 1 person a month. We talk about making it simple, focus on 4. Yeah, you can put in as many people directly as you want. If you know 1 million people, put them all in directly. That diversifies your risk. But this is something that everybody can do. Not everybody knows 1 million people. Everybody knows 1, 2, 3 business owners that this product can help. Everybody knows 1, 2, 3 people who are looking for a little bit of side income, right? We mentioned this earlier. What pains me more than anything? There are a few things, but one of them is that the average person in America right now, and we're talking average at like 80, 85%, what, can't afford an extra $500 expense if it came out of nowhere? Guys, how many times has life not gone according to plan and you got thrown that $500 curveball? I'll give you the example in my real life, right? Last summer, my wife and I are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We're getting ready to go to Hawaii. We've got a helicopter trip, all this other stuff planned out, and then all of a sudden life throws a curveball. $25,000 HVAC repair comes my way. You know, that's not a $500 expense, but that's also not something I'm like, oh, great, I'm stressing about. I said, okay, you know what? We're going to do this next year. We got to manage everything. Here's the reality, guys. You can have whatever you want, whatever you want. You just can't have everything that you want. So you have to prioritize. You have to say, what direction do I want to go in? Am I making the change? Am I willing to do whatever it takes to get there? Guy, you mentioned it earlier, and then I'll open this up for you, Ruben. Are you just interested in being part of Elify, guys? Are you just interested? Or do you want to get with Guy and I? And you'll see it every time we're on these calls. We're obsessed. We're obsessed with this because we know what it's going to lead to. If you want to come alongside us, I will support you every step of the way. There are multiple people on this call who I've done one-on-ones with, strategy meetings with, three-way calls with, presentations with. I don't ask for a dime. Why? Because I look at the big picture. Don't lose the forest for the trees, guys. The big picture is you build your network, you get relentlessly consistent on the little things, the big things take care of themselves, and all of a sudden you look up one day and you're like, wow, I'm running a profitable business here. If I could turn around and show other people how to run or create a profitable micro business for themselves, my business scales. The more I do that over time and in depth, the bigger that number grows. That's why so many people on this call are getting a positive return on investment. So I'm going to get off my soapbox. Ruben, you are up.
Well, I just wanted to share with you. I just opened up my mail here, and my weekly church offerings for mission work, etc., pops up. And guys, this is something. If you can see this.
Yep.
Scan this QR code online. Right there. They get it. They get it.
I love it.
You know what?
Oops, go ahead.
I was just going to add to this from the aspect of growing the community, right? We've talked about a minimum of 1, a focus on 4, a do help teach process, which we've talked about, but it's getting granular with that. Mm-hmm. Finding those 4, right? And how do I communicate with them? It's talking with them. It's learning more about them. It's learning about, and I'll say, their passions.
Yeah.
Let them tell you your passions. And then ask them, well, how are you sharing your passion with other people? I think there's a community here that would be intrigued to hear about your passions and be able to support you in what you do. If you've got a rock farm and you're excited about it, come tell people about it.
Right.
My in-laws, every time they come over, they have a handful of rocks for my daughter. And a lot of them are ones that they've purchased, their gems, their stones, their whatever. But their whole plan this summer is to build a rock farm. They're passionate about doing that in the backyard. There's people that's a niche type of group.
Yep.
Come talk about it. That we're here to show you how you can connect with other people that are like that and how you can talk about whatever you do. That's the difference between selling them software. We're not selling anyone software. We're just saying there's a simpler way for you to share what you do.
Yep. No, I agree. James, go ahead.
There's a little bit more of the secret sauce. The majority of businesses are created to solve a problem that people have talked about or found. The beauty of Elify is we don't have to create anything to solve. We can solve every problem that the business has with what we have. So as Guy said earlier, and I can tell you from experience, every recruiter who's very good at whatever job they do doesn't ask you what you want to do. They ask you open-ended questions, and if you talk and tell them everything you want to do, and they tell you how the position they're trying to offer you fits into the goal that you want to have. Back to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, James. And we talk about this a lot, like the networking event, guys. James, you and I were laughing about this. Here are some helpful tips for anybody who's out there talking to people. Telling is not selling. I always think about this when I'm talking to people. Why? Because I don't want to talk at people. When I'm actually one-on-one talking with people, I'm listening. Guy, you're going to be the first person to remind me that I got 2 of these and 1 of these. So I need to spend twice as much time asking questions and listening to somebody. To James's point, if you ask some questions, write this down. The person asking the questions controls the conversation. You know, you want to know something? Ask somebody some questions. If you let somebody talk and you're in a 30-minute call and they talk for 20 minutes, guess what? You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a massive amount. And then you're going to be able to start providing solutions, guys. People aren't looking for problems. Everybody's got enough problems. Everybody's looking for solutions. Find out what people's problems are. And to James's point, figure out if Elify, a tool within Elify, or something within the community can help them solve their problems. I'll tell you what most businesses are looking for. They're looking for customers. They're looking to generate revenue. Guys, these tools help them tap into that. The networking event can expose who they are, what they do, who they serve to a group of other people. It's not about selling people at the networking event. It's about meeting relationships who could potentially refer you business. So you ask questions, you listen, you follow up, you talk, you think about who you can connect them with. You ask them who they think they can connect you with. It's not about getting a customer. It's about building your network and building community. Yeah, Toby, go ahead.
All right, there we go. Unmuted. All right, thank you. Hey, I appreciate that, ER. So once again, I know I'm a newbie, and I'm not a well, I'll just go ahead. So as you was talking about how we can solve problems for people, there was an interesting problem that came up when I was talking to a banker about about Elify and about the Shuffle app, because we just got into a conversation, and I told her that's my next venture is with these digital business cards or whatnot. And she brought up a problem that she identified. So with business cards, right? She figured out that there has been a lot of identity theft. And what these thieves will do is they'll take a business card, and just about everybody has some type of social media account. So they'll look the first and last name, look the person up, and get information to steal their identity. And so and I talked to James about this yesterday, because with the Elify, if somebody scans the QR code, you have their digital business card, so they can do the same thing, And I've been racking my mind. I'm like, there's got to be a way to deal with this, because also I know that if you have someone like log into your account, or I guess they can scan your QR code, and they have the option to enter their information, and then it'll ping in your account, correct?
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about it and racking my brain, and I've come up with 50% of a solution, or an idea for a solution that maybe can be incorporated. So, I'm trying to bring some equity in as I'm walking in the door.
I love it. Feel free.
So with the free business card, I thought about this. So with the free business card, if somebody scans the card, and they have the free account or whatnot, instead of having their full name, is there a way that they can't get that person's full name? They can get the business information and everything else, but the person's personal full name, it won't show up. You can show like their first name and some type of account, and they won't be able to get the person's full name until they actually input their information in. And that way you can track to see, okay, this person has gone into some, so like if I have my digital scanner, my QR code on my car as an advertisement, they scan it, they can look at my business, they get all that information, but they don't get my full name, my personal information. But until they start inputting their information, and then they can see it. That way I can track, hey, you know what? I had if something ping on my credit that somebody stole my identity, I can look in Elify, and I can track how many times, because it has that analytics where how many times and who, how many times it's been pinged. But then in Elify, I can track who saw my personal information, and that information can be ammunition to, what I'm saying? Instead of just the regular business card, everybody's business card, first thing on it, or the biggest thing on it, is their name, is their professional name, which is their personal name.
Yep.
But I thought, like I said, I racked my brain trying to come up with a way to deal with that. And I think that's a way that we can, and it also distinguishes us from other digital business card markets.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
let's talk about it for a second.
That was my 2 cents.
I love it. I love it. And thank you for bringing that to the conversation, Toby, because we can talk about this as a community. Okay, first and foremost, I want to talk about 2 things within that scenario. The third thing I want to talk about, which I'll start at first, is anytime the banker or the person that you're talking with starts asking those inquisitive questions, guys, what are those? Buying questions. Be listening, right? Hey, can it do this? Can it do that? Oh, you're interested. Let's talk about that. And then as you're part of this community, you're going to start to understand, Toby, just like a lot of us here, Shuffle is more than a digital business card, right, guys? So much more. In fact, in the background, you're going to realize Shuffle is like a Swiss Army knife. What tool do you need to serve that purpose? So the first thing I want to talk about is the free business card. That's number 1. You choose as the user what you put on your card. Okay, that's the first thing. So if you do not want your contact information on the card, don't put it on there. You could have literally, I'm visualizing our free card. You know, you could literally have your logo in the background image, the connect and the share, and the lead capture form, and that's it. If that's what you want to use your free card for. I've seen users on this call, they put in paragraphs of text on their free card. They're hacking like the company field, and they're putting in a whole paragraph there. You know, now it's becoming more of a landing page. So there is some flexibility within that free card to restrict what information you're sharing out. So that's the first answer to that question. Is there flexibility with it? Absolutely. And in fact, Miss Banker, Mr. Banker, I can show you how to leverage that. When can we sit down and go through that? You know what I mean? So the second thing you talked about, maybe I want to pop something up. Give me your information if you want my information, a quid pro quo type of thing. Yes, this is completely doable within the Elify platform, but it's not available for free. That's a premium feature. We call them campaigns right now, right? Anybody on here ever use the pop-up form within a campaign? Look at that. You know what I mean? So yes, that is doable within the platform. This is what differentiates Elify and the Shuffle solution from every single digital business card that's out there, guys. And I really want this point to ring home for everybody. Guys, we've had a lot of imitators, but never a duplicator, okay? There's a lot of imitators out there that have seen what we're doing. Heck, I've even seen customers of ours turn around and try to become competitors. And here's what they end up doing. They create one card template to try and serve everybody. It's a catch-all. They offer one card, one link, and that's it. And most of the time, they charge more than we charge. Blows my mind. You know why? Because they're in it for the dollar. Guys, we're not in it for the dollar. We're in it for the masses. We're in it for the masses. The more people we serve, the more people we get in. Okay, so what you're going to find out within Elify is you can create any series of cards. Toby, you're going to hear this a lot, right? The right information to the right person when, guys, at the right time. If I'm talking to you about making a connection and I want you to have my information, including my social media, I'm going to give you a digital business card. If our conversation goes to why I'm excited about health and wellness and how my mission and my passion is to help people live their best, healthiest life, and I start talking about a product that I use to work out or a supplement that I take, I don't need to give you my business card. I need to give you my product brochure. Let me grab my phone right here. Toby, go on ahead and scan that. You know what I mean? Hey, let me see your phone. Let me tap you that information. Hey, oh, we're online. Let me text you that. Or I just threw the link in the chat below. Again, we want to connect people. We want them to share information. So we just have to be strategic about how we solve those needs. You know, so hopefully that helps you out. We can address all of those things within the platform. Some of that can be addressed completely for free. Other things, there's an expectation that that creates value and you're willing to exchange some money for that value. But even those pop-up forms, what's that going to cost, guys? 20 bucks? Can you invest 20 bucks in the business of your banking relationships so that you can go out and make more loans, so that you can go out and get more depositors or whatever that company, that client is looking for? Because at the end of the day, we solve problems, guys, right? We have to listen to what other people's problems are, and we have to provide the solution, because that's what people are looking for, is the solution. And when we stand back and we listen to the buying questions that they're asking, we ask clarifying questions, we can turn around and position our technology to serve that need. In closing, guys, we're about at the top of the hour. I want to reveal some information for you guys who are on here. Guys, going to stop the live so it doesn't go out to the masses here. And if you're seeing this and you want to join and hear what's going on, start getting on the Friday with the Founders call, guys. Invite your team, like James just did, to come on to the call so we can support them and work together. And we'll see you guys.